What's up, everybody? I'm Gigi of Gigi by Design, here to help you master your mindset so you can design your destiny one thought at a time. Today's video, quite frankly, doesn't have a theme. And the reason is because I wanted to document some things that have happened to me in the last 24 hours. Things that I think are beneficial for people to hear, especially those who are struggling and feel like there's no help or no out. Now, you're no stranger to the fact at this point, if you've been watching my channel for a while, that I've struggled with anxiety and depression for quite some time. And it can take me to some really dark places, but I've been on a journey of self-love and self-discovery over the last 5 years, I would say. That's when I kicked off my true spiritual journey. And whether you want to believe in spirituality or believe in science, I think this video has a little something for both of those perspectives. Now, today is an interesting day because there is a planetary parade going on, meaning there are going to be 6 different planets in alignment, which only happens every 300 years. Now, some people think it's a portal or an energy, a strong energy field that's going on. And who am I to say whether or not that's true? But the things that have transpired within the last 24 hours have again confirmed to me that we are living in an echo chamber of our own design. Now, since I started this journey, I've become increasingly more aware of how our thoughts and beliefs impact our day-to-day life. And last night, the night before the planetary parade, I do dabble in some mind-altering substances from time to time. I use them as a spiritual tool. I always get something very valuable out of them. And last night was no different, but I always go into it without any expectation. And towards the end of my journey, at approximately around midnight when this planetary parade would be beginning, I came across a YouTube video, which I will link here, of a gentleman who was a neuroscientist. And he made a video documenting all of the strange things that have been happening to him that he says he cannot explain. And he talks about quantum entanglement and about how we are intricately tied to the universe. Like, the universe is made up of molecules and atoms, and we are just part of that. So we're all interconnected. And if you've been on the spiritual journey for a while, that should be no surprise to you. Now, he talks about how he started kind of communicating with the universe and asking for signs, and you'll just have to watch his story because it's too wild beyond words. And this morning when I woke up, I had a very heavy feeling sitting in my chest, and I just started crying, and I just felt very alone and sad, and it's a feeling that I know very well, and it's one that I've been trying to accept, trying to work on, but it's just something that I still deal with on a regular basis. And at one point I got so desperate that I just begged out into the void and I said, please help me, thinking about the video that the guy made last night, or that I watched last night. And I was like, you know what, if this is true, if the universe really is listening, like, please help me, please send me a sign, because whatever I've been doing isn't quite working and I need help. And then I went back to whatever I was doing. My dog has been not doing so well, so I had to take him to a vet appointment. And right as I was getting ready for the vet appointment, my boyfriend walks in. And I was like, wait, what are you doing home right now? You're not supposed to be home. And he's like, well, one of my patients canceled, I just happened to be home. And I was like, he's like, what's going on? Because he could tell I was upset. And I was like, well, it's really weird that you just came home, because quite literally right before that I was crying and I asked the universe for help, and here you come, and you're not supposed to be home right now. And then he proceeds to tell me that on his ride home, he was thinking about me. We hadn't been texting or talking, so he didn't know how I was feeling. And a song came on called Miss You, and the name of the singer was Gigi. And it's a song he's heard before, but like, again, the coincidences of that, strange, right? So as I mentioned, I'm getting ready to take my dog to the vet. And I've been worried that he's very sick. He is getting older. Sadly, his brother passed away a couple months ago from cancer. My cousin has his brother. And so, you know, my mind started kind of spiraling in that direction. He's getting older. I was kind of like preparing myself, even though I didn't want to. I was very sad. I was very stressed out. But I was like, you know what? I'd rather know now. I don't want him to keep suffering. I don't want to keep guessing what's going on. And he had a lump in his shoulder that I wanted the vet to check out. So we get to the vet, and because they're busy, they stuck us in a room that I've never been in before. And I've been to this vet many times, and I'm not blaming them whatsoever, but the room had recently been used for a euthanization. And so obviously the energy in that room was really heavy, and it was just kind of like unsettling to be in, even though they had, you know, transitioned it back to like a regular room or whatever. After I heard that, I was like, oh boy, like this is triggering all the deepest fears within me. And my dog, you know, senses that, and he keeps like staring over at the table, like shivering and quaking, and I'm comforting him, and I'm like, he needs me right now. Like, I just got to be there for him and comfort him. Like, we can't both be anxious and worried about this. And I just kept whispering to him, I'm like, it's not your time. It's not your time. It's going to be okay. Also kind of just saying that to myself too. And luckily, the doctor did some tests. They came back, and the lump that they were going to take a biopsy out of and send into a lab turned out to just be a cyst. And so when they sampled it, it was just clear liquid that came out, and the lump went away. So they didn't have anything to send out for a sample. And luckily my vet bill like got cut in half because they didn't have to send all this sampling stuff. And I was like, wow, what a relief. And like, coincidence? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. So it keeps getting weirder. On my drive home, which is only about an hour long, not even that long, a friend of mine texted me. Now, this wouldn't be unusual, except that I was thinking about this friend last night. He frequently will text me when I've thought about him within the last 24 hours, and I had been talking to my boyfriend earlier today, about how he would text me sometimes, when, like, out of the blue, like, you know, without me even like reaching out to him, like it would just happen. And so it was so weird that the minute I got into my car, I got a text message from him. Okay, also weird. So as I'm driving home, you know, I'm listening to some videos, as one likes to do when I'm trying to, you know, pick myself up, keep myself in high spirits. I like to listen to spiritual people and listen to what they have to say and their process on the journey. And as I'm listening to this video, a car drives by with the license plate Yoda. I'm not even a Star Wars fan. Sorry. He just has a little hairball. But Yoda's a spiritual master in Star Wars, so weird. Coincidence? I don't know. Then immediately after that, I see a car that has a license plate with a cardinal on it. And cardinals are extremely symbolic in my family. They represent loved ones that have passed on. Cardinals have just always been very symbolic in my family. And I was like, really? Like immediately after that, I see a cardinal. Okay. Continuing on. Is you okay? So I'm driving home and I see a license plate with 444 on it. And whether you believe in angel numbers or not, I saw a lot of them on the way home, and I haven't seen them in a while. And 444 is meant to symbolize like you're on the right path, like you're spiritually aligned, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, cool. And I was texting my boyfriend something, and he was like, oh yeah, well, you know, 4 is my favorite number after all. And I was like, that's weird. I literally just saw a license plate that said 444 on it. Then as I'm driving home, I keep seeing this happening again and again. 222, 888, 777. I was just like one after the other, after the other, after the other. And I was like, this is just a lot. I mean, I'm like happy, but like it's just strange, you know, like things that I cannot explain. And so yeah, I just wanted to share that and let you know that, like, if you need help, just ask the universe, because it's listening, it will support you, it is you, you know. And I'm gonna keep embracing this, and just keep you posted on what happens next. But it's just kind of an experiment, just a documentation and what's been happening to me. And, you know, for whatever reason, my soul decided that my journey in life is to work through self-love and mindset and trying to elevate to the next level. And maybe this is my next level. I always think we're growing and evolving, and, you know, maybe this is the sign that I'm evolving out of these old heavy feelings that I've been carrying around for a long time. Obviously, I don't have it all figured out yet, but I'm here to help. For anyone who's on that journey or wants a little extra guidance, you know, feel free to reach out to me or leave me a message below and let me know what you're working on. So, all right, take care, everyone. Stay safe.